Some key aspects around the learning goals. Learning goals must be explicit, known and understood by your students. Okay, so they can't just be the outcomes pulled from the syllabus, because in reality, they are worded for a teacher. They're not worded for the student. So you need to take your learning goals that might come from the syllabus, but there might be other things as well that you want to kind of link into that. And then look to create these learning goals for your students and make sure they understand what it is you're trying to get them to achieve. So that's really important. And sometimes sitting down and creating those learning goals with your students is required as well, because it helps with your buy-in really and getting your students on board in terms of the learning that's coming. There should be a large goal that you're going to refer to, and then there should be sub goals on your way to achieving that, because it might take you, a whole term or a couple of weeks to achieve this one goal that you've got. But if you've got some sub goals that are kind of your steps to achieving that goal, then it's great, because then you can start to celebrate those successes as you go, and it gives you those reference points to the learning as you are progressing with your students. Students must know what achieving that goal looks like, and that's really, really important. That's why in your evidence task, I want you to do examples and success criteria, because the student needs to know what that looks like when they get there. Have they actually achieved? They need to be able to self-assess whether they've achieved that goal. So how will they know that they've made it? Feedback is key to helping them get to that end goal. And those sub goals are really good, because your feedback will come back and go, okay, you're here, you were there, we've progressed up here, and now we need to move to this one, and hopefully getting to that end goal. You really must celebrate and acknowledge each of the achievements towards the goal. So don't just wait until they've achieved the big goal. Celebrate each little goal as they achieve it. Obviously don't celebrate everything the students do, but as they achieve the goals that you've set, or that you've set with them, or that they've set, that's where you start celebrating, and that's when they start to reap the rewards of, oh yes, I've done this, I can do this, now I'm just going to do this next little bit. And then when they do that, oh, I can do that, look, I've done 2 things now, and I'm moving on to the next thing. And they start to get that sense of can do, rather than that, I'm not a learner, or I'm not into maths, or I'm not into English, or science might be my thing, but whatever it is, you start to break down that barrier, because once students start to experience success, then they start to see themselves as learners. And that's what I really want, is I want you to be able to produce lifelong learners in your students. And that's one of the goals for this whole site, is for you to be able to help your students be lifelong learners.